Greetings everyone! Today, Group 5 will be presenting on the assessment of reading comprehension. The article reviewed is Formative Assessment in the Digital Age, blogging with 3rd graders.
Formative assessment entails a sum of instruments and techniques to assist the teachers in defining the students' needs. It is considered a continuous, interactive, and dynamic strategies designed to support learning. It also assists the teachers in identifying the concepts that are difficult for the students to master. Teacher could make the necessary adjustment in learning activities to improve students' performance. From the article, the teacher decided to use the online book club strategy. The students could post their thoughts at any time from anywhere. The blog provided the teacher with a record of discussions. Students are able to share their predictions based on existing evidence.
Next, what are the benefits of book club blogging? The first one is to assess reading comprehension conveniently from anywhere. Extended time is utilized to analyze students' posts, and the comments help probe students' thinking. Concrete textual evidence of student learning is also preserved in the blog. Teachers can respond to the blog post to probe for deeper thinking too.
The book club blogging can help in differentiating instruction too. It makes the thinking visible and provides the teacher with useful knowledge individually. The teacher was able to distinguish instructions and respond appropriately by looking at the strengths and needs of individual students. The teacher could provide specific responses to scaffold and guide instruction inside blog posts. Lastly, the teacher is able to address their needs from the data of each student.
The book club blogging has resulted in developing students to become independent and reflective readers. The students' goal to engage in online conversations with peers and focused on varying reading strategies were able to achieve with support from the teacher. The blog served as a permanent record of students' thinking, making it easier for the students to reflect on their work. The students were able to note their strengths and weaknesses by incorporating posts as evidence of personal growth. And as a result of reflection, students were more thoughtful when discussing books online.
In conclusion, blogging provides a convenient, visible space for ongoing formative assessment of the students' comprehension. Teachers can evaluate students' development over time and provide scaffolding for optimal reading comprehension development. It is vital to engage in dynamic formative feedback cycles to meet the diverse needs of each individual student and cultivate lifelong readers. In order to authentically assess students' comprehension based on the blog post was using a rubric in 2 significant ways. The first one is the teacher discusses the rubric and then collectively evaluated examples of blog posts with the students. Secondly is by using the rubric to guide the teacher in providing feedback to her students.
The book club blogging rubrics is assessed according to content, use of reading strategies, referencing the text, and goal setting. It is assessed from the scale of 0 until 2.
Moving on, our group has carried out interview sessions with 2 secondary school teachers through an online platform to identify their strategies in carrying out formative assessments for reading comprehension. Madam Angelina is a local English teacher who has tried many teaching strategies and techniques. She has carried out formative assessments such as discussions on the topic, quizzes, exercises, homeworks, comprehension questions, and multiple choice questions. Each student's proficiency level in understanding and comprehending a reading text varies from one student to the other. When asked about how reading is assessed in the classroom, she uses a provided guideline since there is no specific rubric for the purpose. Madam Angelina said in the interview, assessment for reading comprehension is rather continuous and ongoing, following the students' pace to improving their reading capabilities step by step. As teachers, we will make necessary steps for an engaging lesson. The second interview was carried out with a secondary school and pre-university teacher, Madam Roslyn. In class, she conducts formative assessments by instructing her students to write thesis statements for a specific essay title, present a picture in the form of a drawing or photo which comes to the student's mind after reading, and write a poem based on the content of the reading material. The technique used to measure the student's reading comprehension skill is simply question and answer, which is done either verbally or in written form. When asked for a rubric example to assess reading, the teacher said, "I cannot share the rubric for assessment because I have none for reading. It is either they understand or not." Based on the two interviews carried out, it can be simplified that teachers do not have a specific rubric to assess reading comprehension activities directly. However, reading assessment helps teachers understand the strengths and needs of each student with the help of improving their language proficiency, particularly in the targeted skill. Teachers have the freedom and responsibility to guide their students and find different ways of formative assessments to improve the ability to comprehend a reading passage and increase their language proficiency. Now, let's watch the interview session done with Madam Roslyn through Zoom. The interview session has been recorded with her consent, and she has allowed for us to share this interview recording for this presentation. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. So today we will have our interview session for the course Assessments in English Language Teaching. And today we are very grateful to have Madam Roslyn Tunggolou. We are very delighted to have her here with us to share her opinions and feedbacks on the given topic. So first question, without further ado, would you like to introduce yourself, Madam?
My name is Roslyn Tunggolou, and I have been teaching for 29 years. I actually have a mixed degree, meaning that I have two majors, which is chemistry and English, TESL actually. So my teaching history in school has been very, very diverse. Can I use the word diverse? I have taught so many subjects: science, mathematics, chemistry. I have taught bridge class students. I have taught English. I have taught literature, Form 4, Form 5, and Form 6. And right now, I am a Mohd teacher in Form 6 in Maktab Sabah. Its name is Maktab Sabah, but it's actually a secondary school. So it's Sekolah Menengah Maktab Sabah in Kota Kinabalu. And I have been teaching Mohd, Malaysian University English Test, for about 12 years now.
So moving on to the second question, what do you understand, Madam, about formative assessment, and how do you carry it out in your class?
Formative assessment is something that teachers do, that I do, ongoing. As I teach, I have something like a milestone kind of thing, like a timeline. Like, all right, for example, if I teach essay writing, first thing I do is make sure that they know how to do brainstorming. So I will do 1 or 2 weeks just on brainstorming, just on looking for information. And as I go along, I have to assess. I have to find out, do they understand what I mean by brainstorming? Do they understand how to look for information? Do they know what information is accepted and what information is not accepted? That kind of thing. So how do I find out? I use formative assessment. The easiest thing is to ask in class, or to get them to give me a summary, or I ask them to come up with whether or not they understand what I mean by brainstorming. So I have to use formative assessment to keep track of my students.
The next question, between formative and summative assessment, which do you prefer to use when assessing reading comprehension, and why?
Well, actually, I prefer to use both because they have different functions. They are used at different parts of the learning progress. Formative is done, let's say, for example, if I have a class and the students require more support from me, so maybe I will read the text. So I might read the poem because when I read, it helps the weaker students understand how to pronounce the words and maybe even follow the rhythm of the poem. Summative is more holistic. So summative assessment towards the end of the semester or in the middle of the semester will test all those skills. So we need both types of assessments, formative and summative. I can't say I prefer one over the other. I need to do both.
Thank you, Madam. So moving on to the next question, Madam. What are the criteria or techniques that you use to measure your students' reading comprehension skill?
Questions, quizzes. I can ask them to do a project, group project or individual. I can ask them to write a song if I want to, but obviously that's not so easy. Presentation, a video, the easiest is TikTok because that one has that platform offers a lot of support, but obviously it's more towards entertainment. Instagram, I use Google Form to create tests online and the students can click on the answers. So I have to make sure all my reading lessons are different from day to day, from time to time. So what I do is today I give them a text to read and then they answer questions, maybe 1 to 10. The next day, I give them an advertisement to read. So here's what I do with my students. Those that manage to answer me in class, then they're okay. Those that don't manage to answer me in class, they have to video themselves and send via PM. So depending on the student, if they malas, they are too lazy to video themselves or they find it a freaky thing to do, then they're in a hurry. They will be competing to answer my questions in class. But there are those who are introverts who don't want to speak up in class. So they have the safety of the video that they can PM to me.
So moving on to the last question. In this new normal where online learning has taken in place, do you face any challenges in teaching reading comprehension online?
Oh yes. My challenges are, if the text I give is in PDF form, the students have to download. So number one is access to the internet. I keep in touch with my students through Telegram. I use Telegram poll and I always give 3 options. One is, it's for attendance. I'm here. 2, I'm here but my internet is bad. 3 is, I'm here but I'm not feeling well. So those who click on internet bad and not feeling well, I'll have to follow up with them afterwards. Besides that, my other challenge is I have some students who don't like online learning. It's not a matter of choice, but they struggle. One of them actually came to talk to me because last 2 months we were meeting in school face to face, and he sat down in front of me and almost cried. He said, "I cannot learn at home. I need a teacher in the class with me. I need somebody." He needs the face-to-face connection. The third problem I have is personal. Me, I don't like my face on video. I don't like using video. I don't like being on YouTube or that kind of thing. I don't know why. Maybe I'm like my students. I got a problem with video. I don't like video. I cannot see their faces because if my students read something and I'm in class with them and I say, okay, everybody, let's read together, or they read on their own and then I just observe them, I can see from their behavior, facial expression, what they do sitting in their chair, looking out the window. I can tell whether the attention or focus is there or not. But now, online learning, I can't tell. I don't even know. For all I know, they click on the poll saying, yeah, I'm here. Then after that, they put their phone down and then they're in the kitchen eating or they went back to sleep, right? I wouldn't know. I can't keep asking them throughout the class, hello, I have my class at the moment, I have about 26 students. I can't keep asking, Arya, please say yes. Nizan, are you there? I can't keep asking 26 people. So my assessment capability is very severely impacted by online learning. Reading assessment for online learning. Reading is one of the hardest things to do, to teach in class. Everybody, when you go into class and the teacher says, okay, today we're going to do some reading, and then you can see the look on their faces going, so boring. Nobody likes to read because reading is an input kind of thing. You have to do the work.
Thank you, madam,
All right.
thank you, madam, for taking time for saying yes to this interview, and we are really, really grateful, my group members and I. And we only hope nothing but the best for you in all your endeavors. And yeah, online learning is not easy, but I believe that you are trying your best to be the best
Yes,
students.
I'm TikToking.
Yeah, thank you for that. So I guess that's the end of our interview session today. Thank you very much, Madam Roslyn.
All right. You're welcome.
With that, we have come to an end of our presentation today. Assessing reading comprehension is certainly not easy and requires utmost dedication and commitment from both learners and teachers. Thank you, Dr. Maslawati, for providing us this opportunity to interview teachers, and indeed, we have learned a lot from the article review and this interview session. Thank you.